Hey everybody. So, problem on the screen, rational expressions. Can you solve for A and B? Okay, here we go. So you see the problem, we have to figure out what the numerators are on the two fractions on the right that would give us the fraction on the left. So there's a number of different ways to be able to work through a problem like this one. One thing I would probably suggest, anytime you can simplify, look to simplify. So you notice on the right side of that equal sign, you have two fractions and we're adding them together. Hey, if you're unsure what to do, go ahead and simplify those fractions. So on the right side, I can get a common denominator of x minus 2 times x plus 2. And that's going to mean I could simplify that right side to that gold fraction. So we get to that point, and at least you can say, okay, I can clean that up. Now, we can also take a look at the numerator and say there would be some things that maybe we could collect if I expanded in that A and if I expanded in that B. But you do notice, okay, there isn't anything I can collect there. Now, perhaps you expand the denominator and you notice, hey, look, you have the same denominator as what you have on the left side. Or if I got rid of that and I said, as a general practice, leaving the denominator factored is good because then you can look to simplify from that. Then maybe on the left side, you noticed if you were to factor that denominator, you would get the same thing. So either case, we should be able to recognize that what we have is a fraction on the right equal to a fraction on the left. The denominators are the same. Now we just got to figure out the numerator. Okay, this is where some patterning comes in. This is where inspection comes in. I would argue to you that the easiest thing for you to do is not to multiply out the denominators. But through that recognition, we see that if you were able to collect the top of that gold fraction, and you were to put together your two x terms, they would have to collect to give you 3x. And so whether I even focus in on the x's, I just know that those two terms on the right that I circled in green have to collect to give me the term on the left. So let me just focus in on the coefficients then. Up on the top right corner, I could draw the conclusion through inspection that whatever A represents plus whatever B represents, it has to give me 3. And I hope that we're good on that reasoning. If we follow along with that reasoning then, what I just circled in red, the plus 2a and the minus 2b, those would represent the constants on the top of that fraction. I know that they have to collect to give me a positive 2. And so I could use inspection again to say that if I collected the red stuff, that has to give me 2. And if we can take a look at the top right corner, you happen to have one equation with A and B. You have a second equation with A and B. You have a system of equations. And I think we should be relatively quick to be able to solve that. Now, if you're going through and you're using substitution, then you're rearranging the green equation probably. Maybe you're taking a look at the red equation and you're dividing everything by 2. Or maybe we're just going straight off the bat. You have equation 1 and 2, and maybe we're going to divide equation 2 by 2, and then I can use elimination. So if I use my green equation 1 and my blue equation 2, then I'm going to take equation 1 and I'm going to maybe add it to equation 2. That's going to allow me to get a 2a. My b's will cancel out. 3 plus 1 is 4. And I can now solve for a. A is 2. And so I'm going to sub a equals 2 back into one of my originals. I think equation 1 looks nice and easy to work with. That's going to give me a 2 plus b equals 3. And if I just shrink that down a little bit, I don't know why I put a therefore in there. Let me get rid of that. B is going to equal 1. And there we go. So, question asks you to find A and B such that I just found A and B. You make sure that you were to give me that solution. I'm going to come around to the left. As a point of intersection, my A value is 2, my B value is 1, and you are good. So, take a peek at problems like that. If you need to come up with a numerator for those fractions, try using inspection after we've simplified. I think it's a great way to solve. Okay? Best of luck with all your practice.